Hello everybody, I'm Joshua Sexton here with Kayden of A La Brava. Did I say that correctly?
A La Brava, yeah.
Okay, there you go. Much better. I'm not very good at pronunciation, but I do speak a little bit of Spanish.
That counts.
A little bit. So we're here today to talk about her Latina Superhero team.
Yes.
Correct? So why don't you tell me and everybody else about what you got going on here?
It's the first universe of Latina Superheroes. There's 5 superheroes total. They're all different heritages. So I have a Mexican, Puerto Rican, Cuban, Chicana, and then Tejana, which is not a heritage, but my Texan girl, as well as Dominican. And so they all come together. It's origin stories. They all come together on the 6th book, and they became a team called A La Brava.
Sweet. So how did this all come about exactly, and why did you choose to go with multiple different Latin countries, but then not go to other Latin countries? Like what was the decision-making process with that?
Well, first it was really that I wanted a Latina superhero on the big screen, and I still do. This was in 2019, right? I was like, what can I write? And I was like, I want to see a Latina superhero, as a movie. And so I was like, great, I'll do it. I wrote out a feature-length script. I shot a short film just to show, here's the tone, here's, the style, etc. And everybody asked me for the comic book. And so every single time I was like, no, because I don't do comics. I can't say that, but I did not do comics back then. And so that's where it came about. I was like, okay, cool, let me pivot and start doing comics. I chose graphic novel over comic, and it kind of just went from there.
Awesome. So you said you want to see one on the big screen, right? Is this something that you already have in the works, or is this something that's far from right now? Because I know you got these different origin stories, and then you've got the whole comic together with all of them, correct? So how far are we from seeing that on the big screen? Do you have that in there?
I've been taking meetings with studios. Nothing is set in stone, so it's not like, okay, it's going to come out tomorrow or next month. Absolutely not. It does take a long time to get a movie made in general. But I want to say it's in the process, it's not in the works. But it's going, and that's better than nothing.
Yeah, that's awesome. So what should people that may not know about your comic, but those who are your avid readers have been here, I saw you sell several of these since just today alone.
Thank you.
So what do you want your readers and future readers to know about what they're reading?
That it's just a superhero story. I mean, they happen to be Latina, they happen to be different sexualities, and that's fine, but at the end of the day, it's still a heart. It's still the heart of the story is still, here's a superhero, right? You're going to root for her because she has, she's fighting for the bigger cause. It is all Latina artist. I'm very big on and off screen, or on and off the page as well. Latina representation. So it is all Latina artist. I'm a Latina writer and creator, through and through, because why can't we be superheroes, right? Because the media is telling us that we are not.
Awesome. So was there any kind of inspirations from, manga or U.S. comics that you might have taken from?
In regards to the style, Disney.
And not necessarily taken from, but you know what I mean, inspired to say, you know what, I kind of like what they're doing here, I can do one better, and here I am. Yeah,
so in regards to the style, yes, they look very Disney, and they're anime put together. So if you look at they all have really big eyes, which is very Disney, and they all have very soft cheeks, which is much the same thing. It's Disney and anime put together, because I did grow up with the Disney princesses. So in regards to style, yes. In regards to comic books I looked up to, and what I read and researched, so it'd be what makes a great graphic novel. Killing Joke, really just anything Alan Moore, V for Vendetta, Watchmen, right? Those are the ones that are wow. And so I researched, and I was like, why do people say that these are the best graphic novels of all time?
Awesome. Now, I know behind you have each one of them behind you.
Yes.
Do you mind, I believe you can see it on camera, do you mind going over each one's name and maybe
I'll do this.
one of their special abilities?
There you are. So, in case, hopefully we're on camera still. So Jalisco dances folklorico, blades come out of her dress, like that. This one is Santa. She's my brawler, so she has deja vu and she has divine strength. This one is my supernatural detective, teen detective, so she can see supernatural. Also, when she touches somebody, they can have the power to see supernatural, like demons, ghosts, goblins as well, for that time being. Druga has instant karma, my Stella Chicana. So meaning if you accidentally shoulder her, she'll do this, or she'll do something very stereotypical that, and you can get magically shouldered back. Whether it's good or bad, she can throw it back to you because she has instant karma. This one is Bandita, my Dominican gunslinger from New York, and she has a bullet bounce, so she's my cowgirl. So she can ricochet bullets off walls around the obstacle to her objective.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you for that explanation.
Yeah.
I mean, I really like what you're doing here. I think it's awesome, and I really feel like we're going to see a lot more of you in the future, especially on the big screen. it's just a matter of time, right?
Yeah.
What is a question that, you've done several interviews before. What is a question you wish you were asked that you haven't been asked yet?
Oh, I have no idea. Something I wish I had been asked. I don't know. I mean, if I've had one that's very similar to like, if you had these superheroes growing up, how would you be now? I think that's a really great, powerful question. And it's true, like, and I do think about it, like, okay, if I did have my superheroes. I had my mom and I had my great aunt, so I did have my superheroes. I didn't have them on screen though. That's the only difference. So imagine how much more strength or more vitality I've had. I'm like, I think I'm pretty good how I am now. But so, I have no idea is the answer.
That's cool. So, you're awesome, right? You're doing some amazing things, right? You're out here doing that. You've got, obviously, a fan base that's growing exponentially. So, if you, kind of get deeper into that. So, if you had these on screen, right?
Yeah.
Growing up, whether it's on TV or the big screen, how do you feel that might have impacted your life differently than what you have already had experienced?
Well, that's the question. It's just like, I think I'd be much more strong, for absolutely. You don't see a white gentleman like yourself saying, I wish I had a million white superhero characters. And like, because you do. You can choose Batman, you can choose Superman, you can choose literally anybody in your world. Me, I'm like, name a Latina superhero, and nobody can. We barely. That's okay.
Again, please come join us to explore behind the scenes of the fantastical fictional world of the Quest. See us at 11 a.m. North 200A. And when you're on your way, make sure you're...
It's a really hard question, honestly. That's why I was like, I have no idea.
So go ahead and answer it again.
All right. So it's a really tough, because like, if I had the millions of superheroes like that, that we've had, and that look like me, that sound like me, that are from lower economic means, wouldn't that be so much more powerful for myself and everyone around me as well? It's not like I don't want to be the first Latina superhero team. I am. It's unfortunate. It's also good. It's bittersweet, right? But like, since 1939, no one's thought we should have a Latina team, right? Because we're not important. Why? Because nobody cares. Why? I have no idea why. But like, that's the difference, is like, why not? So here I am, presenting, here's the why not. Like, here you are, little girl, or little boy Latino, like, you can be a superhero.
Awesome. So why don't you go ahead and tell people who are watching this, where they can find you exactly, as well as what exactly is next for you.
Okay, so I can be found right now at WonderCon at C13. There's a poll called C13. But otherwise, I'm on Instagram at Latina Superheroes, plural. My website is also latinasuperheroes.com. And then what is next? I have the team. So
behind the scenes of the fictional world of The Quest from Disney Plus.
That's actually not going next.
Really? I got
208.
Yeah, okay, we got time.
Well, no, because I'm doing interviews and stuff like that on the panel, so.
Yeah.
Yes, oh my god, Ivy and Harley, I love them.
Okay, you want me to do the Find Me or no?
Yeah, go ahead and start from Find Me again.
Okay. Those are $10 each, by the way.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So people can find me at my Instagram is Latina Superheroes, plural. My website is latinasuperheroes.com. And then what's next for me is finishing off Bandita, A La Brava, which is the team that comes out in summer. And then I have princesses. So my phase 2, because I have different phases, are Latina princesses and Native American princesses as well.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for this interview.
Thank you.
Appreciate it, and I look forward to all your success.
Thank you.